1. Call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. Any house, any area, as is. It's literally as simple as that. Just pick up your phone, call 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. Guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your house fast, call Bill at 901-406-1101. That's Bill at I Buy Houses.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis and W253DF Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Welcome to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour is brought to you by Memphis's only Topgolf Swing Suite at Erling Jensen Small Bites. Now, here's your host, Johnny Radio himself, John Harden.
Yo, yo, yo. Welcome into a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I am your buddy, Johnny Radio. Jay Morgan Harder is in the house. We got a busy program today. Got this little basketball tournament. I don't know if you've heard of it, called the Final Four. We're going to be talking at 11:30 with David Cobb. That's right, Dave Cobb from CBSSports.com is going to join us. We're going to talk everything from Villanova, Jay Wright against Bill Self. Oh, my goodness, Mr. Davis and Coach K, Duke, Duke, North Carolina. I got UConn on the brain. I watched another women's basketball game last night, Jay.
Did you really, John?
Yes. Are you proud of me?
I'm so proud. I would be more proud if you watched hockey, but, I'll let you watch a women's basketball game. Because when you watch women's basketball, John, I don't know if you know this, it's the same sport as not regular basketball, let's say women's basketball is irregular, but it's the same sport as men's basketball, so you're really not expanding your horizons at all.
Yeah,
I would be more
skates
impressed.
On.
Exactly. I'd be more impressed if it was a different sport.
But I will tell you, I'm taking have you seen those Buick ads? 40% of athletes are women, but only 10%. But they only get 10% of the coverage as men. Basically, kind of taking a shot at the media, taking a shot of the
So you're doing your part today.
Sports watching habits. So I had to go watch Paige and UConn and see if Gino could get to his 14th NCAA Final Four. Can you believe that's 14 in a row?
That's crazy.
That will never be broken.
I was about to say never be matched.
That's up there with what? Cy Young's 511 wins? 14 Final Fours in a row?
Someone could break Cy Young.
You are on crack.
No, John, someone could do it.
Who's second in the most wins? It's like
Nolan
they're like 200.
Ryan.
And what does he have?
Ryan. I don't know if it is. Nolan Ryan overrated, though. We talked about that.
And he is not overrated.
No, he's a compiler, John. Nolan Ryan's
not
a compiler. No, he compiled.
He's no-hit Nolan Ryan.
No, he's a compiler, John. I mean, if I played 40 years, I could have the same amount of wins as Nolan Ryan, too. You know?
I truly don't believe that.
You don't agree with that?
And he also, every time he pitched, when he got on, did you know after every game he pitched, the man went and rode the bike for like an hour? That dude was putting in the work. You got to put in the work.
Yeah, but that was recovery, John. That really has nothing to do with the fact that he compiled all those wins. I mean,
Cy
how about
Young
retire?
Is first with 511. Walter Johnson second at
Walter
417.
Johnson, a legend. Screwball legend, Walter Johnson. Continue.
You have
who did Walter Johnson play for? The Giants,
Christy
right?
Matheson.
Oh, Christy Matheson, another legend
Pete
with the screwball.
Alexander.
Christy Matheson.
373. Got Warren Spahn at 363. Oh, sorry. Pud Galvin, 365. So, yeah, those are the guys. Now, the most modern day up there,
Walter
guys,
Johnson played for the Indians,
Greg
by the way.
Maddux, by the way, 355 wins. Roger Clemens, 354. Woo.
Christy Mathewson is a legend, though.
I can't believe I got on baseball this
You know,
early.
Christy Mathewson is still featured on the modern baseball video games today. He's like the best pitcher in the game.
What game?
MLB The Show.
For real?
He's like the best pitcher in the game, legitimately.
So
he's like old players and stuff.
Why do I do
thought
this?
he played. I thought Christy Mathewson played for the Giants. No, he played for he did the New York Giants. I'm sorry, he played for the New York Giants and the Reds.
Come on, man. You think all those teams just popped up out west? No.
But the New York Giants logo is the Mets logo. I don't know if you've ever known this before, John, but it's the same logo as the Mets logo. How about that?
How about that? Look at you with the big brain. By the way, speaking of baseball, speaking of, what was I talking about earlier? It felt like it had something to do with women. Oh, I was watching women's basketball.
That's right. I felt like it had something to do
I knew
with
it had something to do with women. I knew it did. I knew it did. By the way, I hope everybody knows I love women. I think they're the greatest thing in the history of the world. But speaking of women, did you hear that minorities or a female candidate, a woman, is now going to be a mandatory hire in the National Football League beginning this year? The Rooney Rule's been expanded. They also have to meet the person in person.
Because it was working so well, right?
Yeah, they have to actually meet the people in person. You know what I mean? Now, if John Elway shows up drunk, you're still meeting in person. I don't know if that's
right.
like against the
not
rules.
a stipulation.
That's
right.
not necessarily a stipulation.
Right.
So I just know that some new rules came down as Roger Goodell yesterday broke down all the talk about what the NFL is going to do. And again, the first interview, they're going to have to you either going to have a minority on the and by the way, you have to have a minority or a female on the offensive side of the ball. Do you want to know why they have to be on the offensive side of the ball?
But there's no requirements for defense. Okay,
Nope.
Why do they have to be on the offensive side of the ball? This is great.
This is great. I thought this was great too. They came out and said the reason that it has to be on the offensive side of the ball because they believe that the game is skewing towards the offensive side, and they believe that there will be more opportunities for offensive coaches to get a head coaching job. Yeah, just ask Eric Bieniemy for the Kansas City Chiefs how being Andy Reid's offensive coordinator forever has been working out for him, or when he was with Baltimore. I mean, I'm just saying, there's only 32 jobs.
Why? What? I don't understand what would lead someone to believe that an offensive coach, is this statistically, is that true? Offensive coaches are more likely to get hired as head coaches than defensive coaches?
Looks like you got your next job.
Should I go look that up?
Looks like you should play on the Google machine.
I love the Google machine.
The Google machine. Yeah, but they said they have to be on the offensive side of the ball. And guess what? The teams aren't going to have to pay for them. It's going to be paid for by a league-wide pool. So all there's going to be cash put into some pool, and the teams aren't necessarily going to be paying for this coach. The league will pay for the coach to be on the team. And then you have to, according to Roger Goodell, and the coach that you hire that is a minority or a female has to work in concert and in close contact with the head coach. So these are some very interesting stipulations.
This is according to Sage Pub Journals. It's like a journal site. They did like a study here based in 2018. Over the period examined, this is a quote, over the period examined, offensive coordinators who specialized in offense were 3.3% less likely to get head coaching offers than coordinators who had specialized in defense. So I don't understand what
Roger Goodell is setting people up to fail because he won't look at the numbers.
I don't understand. They have to have something that indicates that offensive coaches are more likely to be hired. That's not according to what I say this place was, Sage Pub Journals.
Sage Pub.
They did some good research here at
Journals.
Sage Pub Journals.
Yeah, they do. And I'm so glad that you told me that. And the other thing I was going to tell you is about the NFL's new adjusted league rules. They are also, again, they have to work closely. They have to be on the offense. They have to work closely with the current head coach. They need to work in concert with each other. Also, they said
in concert, like with
and
tubas
by
and
the way,
clarinets and stuff.
This is from Roger. This is a quote from Roger Goodell. In recent years, I feel head coaches have predominantly had offensive backgrounds. We believe this resolution will assist greatly in continuing to source and identify diverse candidates early in their career. You just said that defensive coordinators are more like what? A little bit more, just a smidge.
3%.
3% more likely. Like, I think this, I feel bad for the defensive players right now. And by the way, ask in all honesty.
Defensive coaches or defensive players?
What do you think Deshaun Watson's facial expression was when he found out that the Browns are going to hire a female quarterbacks coach?
No, I think he's on the. I don't think it's like committing a crime, John. You never commit the same crime twice. Legitimately, in his case, if it is a crime, which it's not.
Well, there's
it's not
actually,
literally.
It looks
a crime.
like they're about to have a third grand jury. Have you not heard the new news?
No.
Yes, and also, did you hear about the Fox 8 in Cleveland?
Wait, so can you just get as many? I'm sorry to interrupt you because what you're about to say is very interesting, but. Can you just put together as many grand juries? Can prosecutors just put together as many grand juries as they want until they get what they're looking for?
This is a different case. I mean, he has 22 different women.
I see. So they can do it up to 22 times.
If the woman wants to press charges and goes in there and talks to the prosecutor, yeah, absolutely.
So would it be more likely in a different case with different evidence for him to be considered guilty? I don't know, John. Keep going with what you were saying.
I don't even know what you're trying to ask.
So, like, if you do it obviously, two women that have pressed charges, it has been said he didn't do anything criminal.
No. They said they couldn't bring charges.
Okay.
Again,
They didn't. It couldn't charge him with anything criminal.
There's not a preponderance of evidence that is going to make they believe that you could come up with a guilty verdict.
But that's not to say that if the 20 other women were also to do that, that would be the case.
You never know.
Okay. Anyway, continue what you were saying.
So, we have some of the civil depositions now have been leaking out. Everybody, Fox 8 in Cleveland dropped a bunch of great excerpts. Any chance did you see this bad boy?
What's that?
The thing in Cleveland. The Deshaun Watson. Did I send that to you?
Can I tell the truth, John?
Yes.
You just showed it to me a minute ago.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
I thought so. See, I got a good memory.
Yeah. Of 15 minutes ago. Yeah, your memory is spot on today.
Dude, I don't always...
That's true. No, I get it. Neither do I.
I just kind of was here. I was just here showing you things. I forget the things I show you. But anyway, Deshaun Watson, the depositions are coming out for the Browns quarterback. I don't think the Browns can be very happy about the whole situation because it's getting even worse. So, Fox 8 in Cleveland puts out a video of Deshaun Watson answering the lawyer's questions. Did you hear some of the questions? Like, I guess you did because I did ask you. So, Watson was asked, if he sought out massages from one of the women because he thought she was attractive. He said he can't answer that. He says, I have a girlfriend.
It's a good answer, John. We've all been in that situation, honestly. I don't mean to make light of very serious accusations, but we've all been in that situation. Do you find that woman attractive? I mean, if you like that sort of thing.
Yes.
That's what he should have said, is if you like that sort of thing.
Well, he didn't. He said that wasn't his intention. Then he was asked all these words like, so did you tell the Houston Texans that you were getting massages outside of the team? He's like, no. Then they asked him, why would you drive 30, sometimes 45 minutes outside of the city to go get a massage? He says, it is what it is. Why do you? And then the attorney goes, do you think asking somebody on Instagram if they're a masseuse and they will meet you at a hotel to give you a massage, do you think that's normal or creepy? He said, it is what it is. Then they asked, why do you bring your own towel every time and leave with your towel? It is what it is. Like, I mean, the deposition, the release of that looked horrible, to be honest with you. You saw it. Did you not think to yourself, ooh, this is like, are they a licensed massage therapist? I don't know. Are they a massage therapist? I don't know. Well, why did you contact them? To get a massage? Like, dude, like, and again, who drives 45 minutes to go get a massage from somebody they've never met when you got a whole staff at the Texans? Again, O.J. Simpson said in his whole entire life, he only had 3 massage therapists. And he only got the second one after the first one was retired. Only got the third one after the second one passed away. Now, O.J. Simpson has nothing to do with that, but he's only had 3 in his whole life.
No, he's my moral compass, I think.
Yeah, so the juice is your moral compass. We got some wild stuff going on, but hit us up at the AutoZone text and listener line, 901-360-8255. Get in the zone, AutoZone. We're going to talk NFL with Gabe Kuhn at noon. We got Hardwood because it feels so good. We're going to creep that bad boy in at about 12:30 today. At 11:30, about 14 minutes from now, we're talking with David Cobb all about the NCAA tournament.
Go Vols! Because that's where he went to school.
Oh, I was like, dude.
I was going to say go Eagles, because he also is an ECS Eagle.
How do you know that he went to ECS?
John, I'm a Memphian. I don't know if you know this, but this is my city. Okay?
Do you know what do you know what ECS stands for?
Evangelical Christian School. John, I went to private school, okay? This is my city. Now, I might have grown up in the suburbs and not within the city limits of Memphis, and some people would quote-unquote say that means I'm, quote, not a Memphian. But let me tell you something, John. This is my city. I know where everybody went to school. I know who their mama is. I know who their daddy is. I know who their little sister is. I know everything about them. So that's how I know about David Cobb.
Ooh-wee, man. Plus, we got David Cobb, basketball. We got all kinds of football stuff. By the way, did you see the picture from the NFL with all their coaches? There was only a few coaches. Dan Campbell.
Yeah, you really buried the league with the rule buried the lead with the rule changes, John. The story of the day yesterday was the picture. Who stuck out to you the most? I feel like I know who you're going to say.
I would say Matt Rule.
Matt Rule. Why did he stick out to you, John?
Because
he's a bigger guy than I thought, for one thing.
Well, he is a bigger guy. He looks more like a square than he does
boxy.
Yeah, he's very boxy.
That's what the extra large t-shirt commercials say. It's like, don't you want a t-shirt that doesn't make you look boxy?
I like it.
He does look boxy.
He looks very boxy. He
and
has
wrinkled pants.
He has wrinkled, dirty pants on.
That could touch the ground if he didn't bunch them up on his shoes. Honestly, though, great look. If I was the NFL head coach and was going through the rigmarole and the stresses of that job, who would you more likely look like, Sean McVay or Matt Rule?
Cliff Kingsbury.
For me, it would be Matt Rule. Yeah. Okay, who would you more likely look like, Cliff Kingsbury or Matt Rule?
Cliff Kingsbury.
You think Cliff?
I'm going with Cliff.
I would look like Matt Rule.
Have you seen Cliff Kingsbury's house and his new girlfriend?
I got him already.
By the way, do you know Cliff Kingsbury's new girlfriend has a OnlyFans page? Was it fans only or OnlyFans?
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans page. Check her out. I think that's where he found her. He didn't get in trouble like Deshaun Watson, though.
Another underrated quality here, Robert Saleh looking off into not even looking towards the camera, looking a completely opposite direction. You can really see the coaches that are like the football guy coaches and the coaches that are like Hollywood. Sean McVay, Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah.
Riverboat Ron kind of looks a little Hollywood. He's got his Redskins shirt on. He's got his Hawaiian shirt.
Andy Reid's got a Hawaiian shirt on.
Andy Reid is also hiding in the background. He will not be seen.
Yeah, Andy Reid's funny, though.
No, he's a great coach.
He looked great.
Lovie Smith, I love the beard,
this,
man. I love Lovie's beard.
I feel like everybody talks about this all the time, especially from 1 to 3 with Grind Time. Tons of NBA action. Did you know Grizzlies just won again, didn't you?
Who is this?
This is the Memphis Grizzlies. I don't know if you've heard about them.
No.
A lot of people think that the Suns and the Grizzlies are going to play in the Western Conference Finals to go to the NBA title, buddy. Did you know that?
What do you think, John?
I think you're 100% right.
Well, I didn't say it. It's those people that say it.
I'm all about that Griznaz. But did you even see where Deshaun Watson – I got Deshaun Watson on my brain. Did you see John Morant's tweet?
What'd he say?
Dude,
so no is the answer you were looking for.
It is very funny. He says, everybody, the Grizzlies are 18-2 without John Morant this season. Me – and he's got like the whole little dude sitting there like shrugging his shoulders. And then Grizz next, Jen, Emma. Don't worry about it. Never mind.
Anyway.
That
was hashtag.
Yeah, those are his hashtags. Sorry about that one.
No, that's okay.
But Ja and the Grizzlies are flat out awesome. The Grizzlies I know that this is a Warriors team that is not even a shell of themselves from the beginning of the season. This Warriors team is right now bad, don't you think?
Yeah, no, yeah, yes and no, John. Is that a good answer?
No, not really.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll explain it then. I think, yes, they are playing bad, but no, I don't think they are bad. I think that I just think when you're a team of that caliber, you can kind of, at this point, I give the Warriors the benefit of the doubt to be able to flip a switch. You know, there's some teams that I don't think can flip a switch. None of them come to mind immediately, but I think that the Warriors have won enough games at this point over a long period of time where like Draymond and those guys, they can kind of flip that switch on and off.
I don't know, man. Grizzlies 5 games up on them, looking really good. You got Klay Thompson's banged up. You know Wiseman's done, don't you?
Yeah, he's been ruled out for the whole year.
I mean, the whole year. So, like, you ain't getting him back. Iggy doesn't look all that great either. And plus, Iggy's losing his mind. Did you hear the question that was asked last night by him?
I did. I wrote this is one of my topics for today.
Okay, well then I guess we'll get into that in a little bit.
No, say it now. That's a good. It's a good thing to take.
He was asked, "How do you feel about the Boo Birds?" And instead of
it is what it is. I don't think he has the same reference for Memphis fans hate him that the question was asked with. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Should I rephrase what I just said?
No, go ahead. You're fine.
But you understand what I'm saying? Like, that question was asked from a place of a Memphian that knows exactly how all Memphis basketball fans feel about Andre Iguodala. I don't think Andre Iguodala has that same sense of, this is how all these people view me. He just thought people were
why
booing.
is that dead gum? Why is it that his answer was so damn weird?
Because I don't think he thought of it in the context of Memphis. I don't
understand the context of his
read what he
answer
said.
on planet Earth.
Read what he said, then it makes more sense if we talk about it.
This is my second time playing here. I think that's just a part of how sports and fans have become. They are more into the games with their emotions and feelings and the narrative that can be driven, especially from those that are of wealthy, that control the media and are in ownership positions. They can control the narrative that goes out there. I'm understanding that the true story isn't always going to get out there. You deal with it and move forward. That's why you start seeing athletes start speaking out a little bit more and having their own platforms. I think it was Chris Broussard who said, "Why are athletes taking our jobs as journalists?" I was like, I feel like we have a platform and it's always been shut up and play. That's a part of that. We are not speaking up enough. I'm just fortunate enough to where now I can explore the avenue and say what the athlete was really thinking and get that out more. To me, that's really a sad situation that upsets me.
I love
But
it.
I understand that a foundation of America. I understand that that's a foundation of America. That's really how it's been working, especially against somebody that looks like me. I don't understand what the hell he's answering. The question I'm going to remind you.
Yeah.
How did you feel about the Boo Birds?
Yeah, no, he got a little grandstandy.
What?
Yeah, no, but I do. Yeah, no, he definitely got a little grandstandy.
Dude, here's what you say.
My favorite part was the
Do you know what the
reference to
answer
Chris
is?
Broussard. I
Hold
love
on,
the
time out.
reference to Chris Broussard.
Do me a favor. Ask me a question about the Boo Birds.
John, what about the Boo Birds?
Man, you pay your money, you come to the game, you can boo, you can cheer, you can do whatever you want.
That's your
It
answer.
doesn't affect me.
That's your answer.
By the way, look at my bank account.
That's what you would say next.
Look at my bank account. Come and boo me. Keep giving me money.
If I can say something that's very unpopular.
You are unpopular. Go ahead.
No, that's the fact, Jack. I mean, I hear the people turning off their radios when I start talking
Don't
into
say that.
microphones.
No, that's not true.
No, not when you talk, John. They turn it back on when you talk. But when I talk, I hear them turning off the radio. No, but
You forgot.
What were we talking about?
We were talking about Dre.
Oh, that's right. We're talking about Andre Iguodala. I hate it. I hate the hate for Andre Iguodala. I can't stand it because the guy didn't want to play here. Like, are you kidding me? He's a veteran in his career. He had played. He's so accomplished in his career. I think the least you can do is have a little understanding of letting this guy.
Do you
play.
understand how business works? You know what? You're a nice guy.
John, but this isn't. It's not like a regular business though. It's not like we're like running FedEx or like. I guess FedEx isn't even a regular business, but you know
Wait
what I mean.
a
It's not
second.
like a
Time
regular
out.
business.
Did you just tell me that a professional team, they're
not a regular
They're worth
business.
billions of dollars. They make tons of revenue. People all over the country care about their games and what's going on in their lives. That's not a business?
No, I didn't say it wasn't a business. I said it's not a regular business because I think the employees are far more valuable than employees of any other industry.
I know those
in the
doctors
world.
that work for the hospital out at St. Jude, they are not that important. Just roll up
Well, that's
any
a good
doctor
counter.
you
That's a
want,
good
man.
counter.
Just bring up
That is a good-
any dude you need.
Well, okay, John, are we as valuable to Flynn Broadcasting as like Andre Iguodala is?
I'm more valuable than you are.
That's a fact, Jack.
But
That's a fact.
that is actually kind of rude. That is
No, that's
and
a fact,
sorry.
John. No, I can't even dispute that. I totally agree. Continue with your point.
But no. I think the basketball players, the athletes, they're paid. I mean, do you think back in the day in the 70s and 80s that people didn't boo?
No, I think they did.
Like, why
And I
is
think
it
people-
why
you're
is
right.
it now?
That's a
all of
good
sudden,
point.
Now people are upset. Now people boo. Now people take things too far. Bro, what are you talking about? Were you even there? Like, were you there in the 80s?
Well, I don't think it's now necessarily. I just think this is the first time that the perspective of the player has ever really been out there publicly as much as it is now. You know what I mean? It's never really been the perspective of the player. It's always been because journalists are the ones writing and we're the ones talking about it. So I think the perspective of the player is fairly new. I do think the longer that this perspective is out there, though, I do think it'll flip back to, I don't know how
Complete
to say it.
lunacy. No.
No.
Do you think it's going to be normal one day?
No, I think it'll come back to like. I definitely think the player perspective is newer and out there more than it's ever been. So I think it's maybe getting a little carried away, and I think it'll come back down to earth a little bit more. Where like we don't have Javier Baez booing the New York Mets fan
Thumbs
base.
down.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Thumbs down.
I think it comes back to earth a little bit more, but I do think it's good to have that perspective out there. Kind of like what we were talking about first take yesterday. It doesn't mean the players are right, and it doesn't mean that like the fans booing all the time are right. It's somewhere in the middle, you know. Have a
Feels
little-
like the players are now all acting like Will Smith.
That's a good. I mean, it's really not a bad analogy. I don't know if I should say that's a bad analogy or not, but you're right though.
It is.
They're very like sensitive.
Let me just
about
tell you
everything.
something. Y'all booed me.
That's right. Get over it. I do agree that they should get over it, but it's John. Like I said, that perspective has never been out there before. You know what I mean? It's not like, and maybe that's just the nature of social media. Maybe this is too much of a a large conversation. We also have to take a break here. It's
I am taking a
11:27.
break. We're going to David Cobb. We also have NFL news. Saints sign Andy Dalton, the Red Rocket, in the NFL still. $6 million, one-year contract with the Aints. David Cobb, we're talking Jay Wright. We're talking a little bit of Coach K, some Mr. Davis, and a little Bill Self. Can Bill Self get over on Jay Wright?
Yes.
Yes.
No,
We'll
I
find
hate
out.
Bill Self.
We'll find out on the other side, but don't forget one thing. You got to stay protected. Stay protected with your good neighbor. He's my good neighbor. He's all of our good neighbor. He's Bob Simpson over at State Farm. You need protection with your auto, home, your life, your business, everything you need. Make sure you go and get a free quote today at bobsimpson.org. That's bobsimpson.org, or give him a call. 901-381-1233, 901-381-1233. On the other side, we're talking with David Cobb, Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ. Listen to us daily on 560 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as around the world at sports56whbq.com or on the Sports 56 app.
Step up your wings game at East Coast Wings and Grill. With 60 wing flavors and 7 heat indexes, do you have what it takes to turn the heat on your wings up to insanity? East Coast Wings and Grill is family friendly with a large variety menu to satisfy the whole bunch. Sign up today for their loyalty program and taste the rewards. For every $1 you spend, you collect a point. Earn 100 points and receive a $5 reward. Next to Lowe's off Highway 64 in Bartlett, come try America's best wings at East Coast Wings and Grill. What do bagels, axes, and some of the area's finest used cars have in common? Come find out at Auto Universe, 7300 Winchester this Friday as Sports 56 and 98.5 broadcast live beginning at 7 in the morning. We'll have free breakfast from Einstein Bagels, games from Civil Axe Throwing, and we'll be highlighting some of the great cars that can be had at Auto Universe. Join Greg and me this Friday from 7 to 10 at Auto Universe, just off 385 at 7300 Winchester. Sponsored by Einstein Bagels and Civil Axe Throwing.
If you need glass replaced, there's only one name you need to know. Binswanger Glass, the largest full-service glass company in the U.S. They've been an industry leader for over 145 years. For all your residential, commercial, or auto glass needs, Binswanger Glass is the name you need to know. 24-hour emergency service for all commercial customers, plus a nationwide warranty on all professionally installed glass. Visit Binswanger Glass in Midtown at 340 South Hollywood across from the Liberty Bowl. Visit binswingerglass.com. Binswanger Glass.
Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. I'm here at Town Village Audubon Park interviewing a new resident, Carolyn. Share with us why you chose Town Village.
Well, if your parents or special friends need to make that big move, let me share with you my experience. It was tough for me to leave home, but then I discovered Town Village. I would like to highly recommend Town Village to you and your loved ones. After looking at all the amenities and meeting all the people and staff, I was hooked. From restaurant, bistro, 3 meals per day, housekeeping, transportation, security, health care, physical therapy, exercise room, and even a heated pool and spa. Come see us and make your new home at Town Village.
Visit us and call Daniel at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home, Town Village.
Get in the swing of things. Grab your friends, your clients, your employees, and go enjoy everything you love about Topgolf in a luxury suite while at Memphis' only Topgolf Swing Suite at Erling Jensen's Small Bites. Topgolf Swing Suite is an immersive social experience offering guests a luxury private lounge to enjoy Erling Jensen's extraordinary food and beverage service, all while playing a selection of games in a one-of-a-kind simulation day. Topgolf Swing Suites are great for work outings, celebrations, or just getting together. It's fun for the whole family. It's fun for golfers and non-golfers alike. They have more than just golf. They have soccer, baseball, zombie dodgeball, football, and more. Located at 5069 Sanderlin, adjacent to the Doubletree East Memphis. Check us out at SwingSuiteMemphis.com or call us at 901-58-SWING. Again, that's 901-58-SWING at Memphis' only Topgolf Swing Suite at Erling Jensen's Small Bites. Book your suite today.
Oh, Jeff Allen, what's shaking over there at Gossett Kia South on Mount Moriah?
The walls are shaking because the deals are phenomenal on Mount Moriah. Check this out, Randy. You can take your pick from a 2022 Kia Soul LX or a 2022 Kia LXS. We got it for $199 for 36-month lease, $27.99 due at signing.
Hey, Jeff, what do you got in an SUV?
A Venture Ready over here with the 2022 Kia Sorento LX, $299 for 36-month lease and $39.99 due at signing.
And every Gossett Kia comes equipped with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia Mount Moriah.
Or online, KiaMountMoriah.com. 36-month leases, $650 acquisition fee, $30,000 per year, 20 cents excess mileage, sold in 718-2252, MSRP $20,960, Forte NE 461,574, MSRP $20,770, Sorrento $899,0199, MSRP $32,120, includes all rebates and incentives, $695 PF, must finance through Kia, excludes tax title and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 4/4/2022 with approved credit, dealer stock only.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour is brought to you by Memphis's only Top Golf Swing Suite at Erling Jensen Small Bites. Here once again is Johnny Radio.
Chair like he's just sitting there. Once I almost saw him make his move. Brave Indian who never changes his mood in a painting on the wall right there. Oh, how long till the morning wake.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I am your buddy Johnny Radio. Jay Morgan Harder's in the house, and we're about to talk with the one, the only David Cobb. CBSSports.com. It's time to talk a little basketball because it just feels so right. Got the little Final Four action going on. Want to know if he watched a lot of women's basketball. Again, I'm taking the Buick commercial to heart.
Changing the world, John.
40% of women, 40% of athletes are women, yet they only get 10% of the coverage. I will say Stanford has the most attractive females basketball team in the history of the world.
Zagacki.
What's Zagacki?
Joe Zagacki is the voice of the Miami Hurricanes, and sometimes I use his name as a replacement for Exactly.
Oh, Zagacki. Exactly. Man, I'm just so proud of Stanford. But I watched a little UConn last night play, what was it, NC State? Double overtime. Let's see if David Cobb kept up with all that good stuff. What's up, Cobb? How's life treating you?
Man, I'm doing all right. I got my hands full with the men's tournament. I've been tuning in every now and then, catching what's going on in the women's tournament. But Tennessee got eliminated in the Sweet 16, and I kind of that was kind of the extent of my interest, I guess, was seeing what Tennessee did. But I'll probably get back into it between, I like that they've got it staggered to where you got the men's Final Four on Saturday and Monday, and then the women's on, isn't it Friday and Sunday this year? So anyway, yeah, I'll be checking it out.
Yeah, what would you bet on if we didn't have women's basketball? To be honest with you. It's a godsend. Thank you so very much. David Cobb, CBSSports.com. Follow him on Twitter at David W. Cobb. We got a lot of basketball going on. This year, the brackets were busted. A lot of people's brackets were busted up. Mine is really, really ugly. You had St. Peter's beat Kentucky, Murray State, Purdue, get all the way to the Elite Eight. It's just been wild. And then all of a sudden, you got 4 blue bloods. And I mean 4 blue bloods. You got Nova, North Carolina, Duke, and Kansas. I didn't see that coming all the way. So what have you thought about the tournament so far?
I mean, it was a great tournament. It brought everything that we love about March Madness back, because last year was not the same. Even though they had the tournament, it was in that controlled environment. The fans were not there. It just wasn't the same. And obviously there was no tournament in 2020. So to finally get it back to normal with the St. Peter's story, with Coach K's last dance, with all the good finishes to games that we had and stuff. Only one number 1 seed even reached the Elite Eight, right? So pretty phenomenal in that sense. So I've enjoyed it. I think it's been a good tournament, and some people might be disappointed that we've got a blue blood Final Four, but I still think it's a pretty good Final Four, because it's not 4 number 1 seeds. You got one number 1 seed in Kansas, but they were the lowest of the number 1 seed.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got a couple of number 2s and a number 8. So even though it's blue blood, it's not necessarily like chalk just walk to the Final Four.
No, it's definitely not some chalk. But I got to ask though, because everybody's going to be talking about North Carolina and Duke, biggest game ever, biggest rivalry in college basketball. They're going to lock horns. Coach K's last year. I mean, all this stuff. I don't even know if you could write it up this way and people would believe it, but we watched it before our eyes. It's really happening. Duke currently is a 4-point favorite over North Carolina. Thing that I thought was a little interesting, Kansas is a 4.5-point favorite over the 2 seed Villanova. Is that all because Moore's injury?
Yeah, I mean, Villanova has been playing 6 players even when Moore was healthy. He's their second leading scorer. So now, unless Jay Wright is willing to expand his rotation, they could realistically be down to playing 5 guys. And Chris Arcidiacono plays a very limited role as a 7th man. And so perhaps his role is expanded, or perhaps he goes deeper into the bench. And so that's a huge question for Villanova. They are the underdog in this Final Four. North Carolina has the 8th seed next to it, but Villanova's health status makes it the underdog, in my opinion, here, because Justin Moore being out, in addition to Jordan Longino, who's one of their other guards, being out injured. It's a lean rotation already to begin with. Take those 2 guys out of it, and you might be looking at 5 guys who play 37-plus minutes. And we'll see how much leash he gives to Arcidiacono, or how much he wants to go to some of these guys who are on the bench who really haven't played key roles in recent weeks. It's a tough situation for Jay Wright. And if he somehow manages to get Villanova to the national championship game or to win it all, it would just be an unbelievable coaching job.
Well, it's also I'm kind of curious. Do you think the fact that he doesn't play a lot of guys and Justin Moore is injured, like you said, this rotation is going to be even tighter? 5 guys maybe playing 30, what'd you say, 38, 36 minutes? Does it help? At least, does it help, though, that they have one of the slowest tempos in the country? Because, I mean, they play extremely slow. Kansas likes to play fast. Can they muck it up? And Kansas hadn't been all that great offensively until the last game. That was against, that was just, I don't even know what to say about that. That was just a beat down of epic proportion.
Yeah.
That was bad. Miami didn't look like they even belonged on the court with them. So with them slowing things down, does this give Nova at least a chance, or is this a game that you just say you got to roll with Kansas minus the 4, or would the smart play to be going under? Because Kansas, the other thing about this, they're playing in the Superdome. Shot making is not going to be as easy, I feel like, in that big old gigantic stadium. How do you feel about these? Are you playing the totals? Or are you playing the lines?
Yeah, I mean, I would probably look at the over, or not the over, excuse me, but the Kansas. What was it, 4.5, minus 4.5, Kansas being favored. So that would be what I would look at, because Kansas is so deep. They're so good in transition. And if they can dictate the tempo in this game, Kansas can go 9 deep if they want to. Kansas is deep. Villanova is very much not deep. And yes, Villanova likes to play at a slow pace, but I think Kansas might kind of keep them from doing that. The Jayhawks are so lethal in transition. They get out and run and just run you to death and throw those lobs and get all the momentum going in their favor. And yeah, I mean, you got the longer TV timeouts during the NCAA tournament. Villanova could survive this. It's not totally out of the question. If there's ever a time in this season when you only are going to play 5.5 guys, maybe this is the time where you can get away with it, and it may not hurt you as much. But I think Kansas will get out and run. I think they will wear Villanova down. I think they're going to attack Kansas's bigs, try to get them in as much foul trouble as possible. And I like the fact that Kansas's wings and guards are pretty big too. That's kind of Villanova's style. And so Remy Martin for Kansas is relatively small, but I mean, you're looking at Jalen Wilson and Christian Brown. Those are not the types of guys. Yeah, those are not the types of guys that Colin Gillespie and Jermaine Samuels can just take down to the post and dominate, like sometimes you see Villanova guys try to do when they're matched up with smaller opponents. So I like Kansas really on all fronts, in this matchup. That would be the side I would lean towards. We still got a few days for that line to move and for Jay Wright to reveal some strategy to us. But the way I see it now, I'm leaning Jayhawks.
I just don't know how actually Jay Wright can keep up. I mean, he's got to make the game extremely ugly, slow everything down. If you get Kansas out running, the thing's going to be over with a quickness. Now, to the game that everybody's talking about, North Carolina, Duke. Listen, I think Coach K is a fabulous coach. Do I think he's pompous, arrogant, and a hypocrite? Absolutely. But is he a hell of a coach? Yes, he is. He's got here in this final season going up against North Carolina. A lot of people are making a lot to do with North Carolina beating him in the last game. Duke's going to come out there and just, get revenge. I'm not so sure. This North Carolina team is clicking on all cylinders. Who do you like in this game?
I think I like Duke. I think there's going to be a motivation within that Duke. I think North Carolina, in some respects, might be just happy to be here. A number 8 seed reaching the Final Four, it was so improbable as of a month ago that they would even reach this point. Heck, they are fortunate to have even made the second weekend. They had they had Baylor in the second round and opened up a huge lead and then almost squandered that lead against the number 1 seed. So, I mean, the fact that North Carolina.
But do you not also think a lot of that run went on? I mean, they were up so big, and then you had the kid from Oklahoma, Manick get thrown out of the game for throwing the high elbow. It just feels like everything went wrong. But the thing that gave me confidence is once the overtime started, North Carolina went back to being North Carolina, and I mean, Love. They just have so much confidence when they're shooting the basketball. It feels like Love had it one day, Davis has got it another. Babcock, whatever. They just bring stuff like you never know where it's going to come from. You got 3-4 different guys who can drop 20 on your face.
Yeah, I mean, it's a different type of game for Duke. Duke's last 2 opponents, Texas Tech and Arkansas, have been the big-time defensive squads who are a couple of the best defensive teams in the nation. This North Carolina team, but the thing is, Duke knows it. I mean, they played against it on March the 5th. Mm-hmm. North Carolina scored 94 points in that game and ruined Coach K's last home game. That, to me, is the ultimate motivation, the ultimate emotional investment for Duke entering this game is to avenge that loss. And Duke is playing so much better now than it was then. North Carolina has been who they were on March the 5th at Duke is who they've been in this NCAA tournament. Duke is a totally different team now. And so Duke has seen the best that North Carolina has to offer, but North Carolina, I don't know if it's seen the best that Duke has to offer. Even back when they played in Chapel Hill in February and Duke won that game by 20 points, I think Duke's even gotten better since then. So don't forget the first time they played, right? And that was a clear and decisive Duke win on the road where North Carolina was never even in the game. I mean, Duke just pummeled them from the outset. And so I'm not sure I believe that, Duke's going to lose 2 games in a row now to North Carolina. So especially not as well as they've been playing. Jeremy Roach is on a new level at the point guard position for them. And then Mark Williams is just a monster, one of the few players in the country who can defend Armando Bacot and go toe-to-toe with him. So I think I like Duke. I mean, I'm not saying I want Duke to win. I'm not saying I'm cheering for Duke. I'm just saying that if you look at their, the total picture here, I think Duke is the straight up play. Absolutely.
Interesting. I'd look at these 2 teams, and I see 2 teams that are extremely confident. I mean, Caleb Love looks like he's just oozing. R.J. Davis, Mondo, my man Leaky Black. They're playing with just such confidence. But on the other side, you look at Duke. Where in the heck did Jeremy Roach, that dude right now during the tournament is just in fuego. He's not missing a shot.
Well, it's a story for both teams. The sophomore guards kind of figuring it out. I mean, if you go back and look at the 2020 recruiting class, I guess it was, and you got Duke and North Carolina both signing 5-star point guards, Caleb Love to UNC and Jeremy Roach to Duke. And those are typically the types of players who go to those schools and are one and done, and then they're on to the NBA. Mm-hmm. And in both cases, both players had really rocky freshman seasons and wound up back for another year. And Caleb Love has demonstrated that improvement all season. and taking it to another level in the NCAA tournament for UNC. Whereas Jeremy Roach for Duke, he was kind of the same player for most of this season that he was as a freshman. And then out of nowhere, and in this NCAA tournament, he has flipped the switch and turned into an absolute star and making key plays in clutch moments.
He won that Texas Tech game for him down the stretch. I thought Texas Tech had that bad boy, but Roach and company, they hit their final like 8 shots or something. It was crazy. He was just going in the lane at will and torching people. Wendell Moore, by the way, is actually looking really good for Duke too. Right now, if you just look at the Duke's team and North Carolina's team, there are more pros probably on Duke's, correct?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, I think Armando Bacot is a little bit too traditional to like be a first-round draft pick in terms of not being the super dynamic, like big who can shoot threes and, not just crazy on the pick and roll defense type of stuff. So, I mean, with Duke, you guys shoot. Banchero, you got AJ Griffin, who are both probably going to be lottery picks, and then Trevor Keels might end up getting drafted as well. Wendell Moore could sneak into the first round. Roach has reignited his draft ability, I think. So, yeah, I mean, I certainly think you're right there. I mean, North Carolina's guys might play in the NBA, but I don't see anyone looking at that UNC roster. I'm like, oh yeah, they're a lottery pick, or they're an absolute lock to be picked in the first round.
Who's going to have the advantage down low, Mark Williams or my man Manek?
I think front court as a whole, it's pretty even. I mean, the Manek has been on a tear for UNC. That's the unique thing about, really, I mean, both these teams is like just the depth of their weapons has been on display as of late, because Manek can go off. He's a better three-point shooter than Paulo Banchero. Make no mistake about that. So he's a true stretch four. And Paulo's shown the ability to shoot the three some, but, I mean, you're almost talking about like a Jaren Jackson Jr. situation with Brady Manek in the sense that he is just going to pull if you give him even the slightest bit of daylight. And that's not necessarily Banchero's game. So I would actually give UNC a little bit of an edge on the offensive side in terms of the front court. But I think on the other side, Manek trying to defend Banchero, that's a really tough matchup because of the variety of ways that Banchero can beat you and the physicality. I mean, that's probably where Duke can exploit UNC, is UNC has not been a good defensive team really all year. And Duke hasn't been elite defensively, but UNC for most of the season was closer to bad than they were to good as a defensive squad. And with Duke being as hot as they are, I mean, one, look at the over in this game, because these two teams are just both scorching hot offensively. But two, I mean, I think Duke's got a chance to hold North Carolina under 80, which at this point would be a good accomplishment.
Yeah, that does make a lot of sense. Now, outside of the Final Four, though, is Eric, I'm flexing my muscles, man, is he building a beast over in Arkansas? 2 years back-to-back Elite Eights, just got his third 5-star recruit for the class of 2022. What is going on with Eric over in Arkansas?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think he's getting some more attention for this class now that they just made another Elite Eight run. But he's had this class built for a long time now, and he just added to it yesterday with another 5-star kid. But even before that,
what was it, Anthony Black?
Yeah, and even before that, though, this class was going to be strong for him. That's why I never bought, that he might be interested in Louisville or Maryland or whatever other jobs were maybe going to come open this cycle. Eric Musselman has such a good class coming in there at Arkansas that he didn't need to jump, and it would have been silly to jump, honestly, to go and have to restart all that somewhere else, because he's kind of changing the formula. He's not going all transfers like he did at Nevada and like he did early at Arkansas. He's mixing it in with going and getting some of the 5-star prospects as well. And I'm sure there'll be some transfers who he incorporates into the mix now. I'm sure you can't take his fingers off the portal completely, but it's interesting. He's clearly shaking things up in the SEC and returned to Arkansas to a place of prominence. And so why leave a place like that when you're going to have to go somewhere and really to start over. I mean, people forget Arkansas's got a strong basketball history. Eddie Sutton, Nolan Richardson. So it's not a second-rate job by any stretch, and he's proven that quite rapidly.
He is David Cobb. Follow him on Twitter at David W. Cobb. Read all of his work at CBSSports.com. And the last thing I'm going to do, because I want you to leave happy. How about your Vols baseball team, #1 in the country?
I love it. Yeah, they're fun, man. That was crazy what they did down at Ole Miss. I mean, what in the world? Going down there and beating the team ranked #1 most polls
and sweep them,
just crushing them. Yeah, that's insane, man. My advice to Tennessee fans would be this: appreciate that. Like, that might be as good as it gets in any Tennessee sport for a long time. Going on the road and sweeping a conference rival with such just a wide margin. I mean, that's, you might get knocked out in the super regionals this year. You never know how these things go. So cherish that, man. That was wild.
David, you enjoy life. I'll be talking to you. Enjoy the basketball tournament. We'll do it again next week. Be blessed, brother.
Okay, thanks.
That's David Cobb. Follow him on Twitter at David W. Cobb and read his work at CBSSports.com. And don't forget, if you want to look good like, well, not Matt Rule. You saw Matt Rule looking very shabby.
John, don't throw stones. Not that you live in a glass house, but
I do live in a glass house but I throw a hell of a lot of stones.
Yeah, well, I actually liked Matt Rule's look. It shows that he cares more about his football team than he does about the way he looks. I don't think Sean McVay
just won a Super Bowl. Did you know that?
But his players said that week of the Super Bowl.
Did you see how decked out he was?
John, his players said the week of the Super Bowl, though, in the media day thing, they said he's the most Hollywood guy on the team. They said, who's the most Hollywood guy on the team? They go, Coach McVay. They go, Sean McVay. Coach McVay.
I believe it.
Me too.
I believe it, but I can tell you where Matt Rule can get some clothes and actually get styling and profiling and look good. That's Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road down in Olive Branch. Bing, bang, boom. You don't even have to be in Memphis, Tennessee to shop at Frontier Western Store. Did you know that? You don't have to go from 9 to 7 Monday through Saturday or 1 to 6 on Sunday. You can just go online to frontierwesternstore.com, check out all their items. They have a women's boutique. They have the men's department, a kids department, a boot section. They also, when you go online, you can shop by sale items. You can shop by brands. You can shop. It's so easy to navigate. And the cool thing is they ship your order out within 24 hours. Bang, bang, boom, gone. And any order $75 or more is shipped absolutely free. Frontier Western Store and frontierwesternstore.com. We'll be back in 2 shakes to close out this hour. Then we got Gabe Kuhn at noon and a little Hardenwood at 12:30 on Sports 56 98.5 FM.
The all-new Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Brought to you by Action 24/7, James Gaddis Jewelers, and Acura of Memphis. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10 right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Hey, if you're hungry for great Mexican food for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, got it. La Guadalupana. Guadalupana. Choose from tacos, burritos, enchiladas, sizzling shrimp, beef, or chicken fajitas, and even a Cuban sandwich filled with Mexican sauces, chicken, ham, steak, jalapenos, avocado, and more. How about super nachos topped with melted cheese, beans, sour cream, guacamole, tomato, and jalapenos? All great with nice cold beer, domestic and imported. Good prices, generous portions, great service at 2 locations, Summer Avenue and Cordova Road. La Guadalupana.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
If you have damage to your home and have your insurance carrier involved, you need a great contractor. You also need a team that has seen claims of all shapes and sizes, residential or commercial. After our inspection, we'll share our findings and give you our professional opinion. Some people say you get what you pay for. However, our opinion is free. Trust the name you can depend on, like the tens of thousands of families Brian and I have served over the past 20 years here in the Mid-South. Brian Elder Roofing. We'll measure your roof from outer space and share our team's experience for your property and claim. Repaired roofs, replacement roofs, big roofs, tiny roofs, insurance roofs, flat roofs, TPO roofs, asphalt roofs, tile roofs, slate roofs, metal roofs. If your roof needs some love, call me. 901-867-0303 for Brian Elder Roofing and Contracting.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Say there was a place, the perfect place for everything you need for tailgates and patios, grills and chairs, charcoal and coolers, everything to make a great game or a great day. That perfect place wouldn't be a warehouse. It's East Memphis Ace Hardware. Locally owned and operated at Quince and White Station, East Memphis Ace Hardware is where you'll find Benjamin Moore paints, local plants from local growers, and Black & Decker tools. Around the block, what you need in stock with people who know their tailgates. Welcome to East Memphis Ace Hardware, the home convenience store.
Right now, FanDuel Sportsbook's giving new customers a $150 instant bonus guaranteed. That's right, you'll get $150 in bonus site credit, and all you have to do is place your first bet of $5 or more. How you bet the bracket is up to you. You can choose from the money line, totals, prop bets, and so much more. Join FanDuel today with promo code CASH. Then you can place your $5 bet to score $150 in bonus site credit, guaranteed. That's promo code CASH on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Must be 21 or older and present in Tennessee. First online real money wager only, $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable site credit that expires 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call the Tennessee Red Line at 1-800-889-9789.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus of Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour is brought to you by Memphis's only Top Golf Swing Suite at Erling Jensen Small Bites. Here once again is Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Thank you again to David Cobb. Coming up soon, we're going to talk with Gabe Kuhn. We did a little NCAA Final Four action. We got Duke and North Carolina, Villanova, and Kansas. Can't wait for the action. Right now, David Cobb's leaning with both favorites. I don't know. Been a lot of dogs covering it to the last three games of the tournament. And I kind of been looking at this. And am I crazy? But in the Superdome, are you just thinking under? That's what do they call it? Cavernous arena?
John, there's no dogs in the Final Four.
There's no dogs?
No, there's no dogs.
What do you mean?
There's Blue Devil.
No.
There's a Tar Heel.
No. They're
There's
underdogs.
a Wildcat, and there's a Jayhawk.
I like the under instead of the favorites. That's what I'm saying. I just feel like in the Superdome,
the Cats.
So big. Yeah, the Cats. I'm going with the under. I'm thinking about it. Plus, we also are going to talk a little NBA because we have Grizzlies who just keep on winning. But on the other side, we have Gabe Kuhn. Mr. J. Morgan, do you know what time it is?
What time is it, John?
It's almost lunchtime. You know what that means, don't you?
Where are we going?
I would be going to Erling Jensen's Small Bites. One, because it's a little chilly outside. It's not as warm as I thought it was going to be. So I can head over there. I can get me some unbelievable lunch. Amazing dinner. They got TVs everywhere so you can keep up with all the stuff that's going on in the world. Great cocktails. Plus, do you know Erling Jensen's Small Bites, which is at 5069 Sanderland? It's right there at the Doubletree Hotel. Do you want to know something that's really special about it? It's got Memphis's only Top Golf Swing Suite. Have you ever played Top Golf?
Love it.
Dude, is it not the bomb? I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not a great golfer. So when I go out to the range or I play golf, I'm better in like a scramble. I might hit one good shot every couple holes that we may use. But when I go to Top Golf, I'm actually learning how to play the game because it tells me my spin rate. It tells me my club angle. It tells me my club head speed. I've learned more about golf playing Top Golf than I have going out there to the local Muni. You know what I mean? Telling you. Head on over there. And plus, by the way, the local Muni, do you think they have Erling Jensen's foods? Nope. Enjoy the extraordinary food and beverage service, all while hanging out in this immersive social experience, and a luxury private lounge. You get to play a selection of games. It's a one-in-a-kind simulation bay, and it's got tons of golf. It's got tons of games. It's got football, baseball, basketball, dodgeball, zombie golf ball. It's got it all. And if you don't know what Topgolf is, go to SwingSuiteMemphis.com and check it out. And go ahead and do me a favor. Book your suite today. 901-58-SWING. That's 901-58-SWING. Gabe Kuhn on the other side. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
What's wrong, darling?
Work.
I thought you loved your job.
I do, but the boss put me in charge of his corporate luncheon. His bosses are coming. So now I got to figure out something about food.
Hey, have you called Charlie Robertson at Three Little Pigs?
I haven't, but that's a great idea.
That shoulder pack that we got for Mom and Dad's anniversary was killer, honey. And you get a half gallon of coleslaw, half gallon of cooked beans, and all the trimmings with the 24 buns and everything.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
You remember we took the kids there and we had so much fun, and the kids love the ribs and they don't even like ribs.
Oh, that catfish. Oh, yeah. Three Little Pigs. And I got all stressed out for nothing.
Three Little Pigs at the corner of White Station and Quince. A slow-cooked pork shoulder you can have on a sandwich, or you can even have it catered. Plus delicious grain-fed catfish that melts in your mouth. Three Little Pigs Country Breakfast. All the trimmings will get you ready for any day. Three Little Pigs Barbecue, where we serve no swine before it's time. 901-685-7094.
The Family Leisure family is growing, and they want you to help them grow even more. Family Leisure is now hiring for multiple positions. They're looking for self-motivated, goal-oriented people to come and join their family. Some of the positions include sales for swimming pools, hot tubs, and patio furniture. There's sales and associates for chemicals. Parts and service department associates are needed. Service technicians, you got to have a valid driver's license, and cashiers are needed too. Family Leisure is also looking to add to their installation crews for building above-ground pools. Send your resume to Family Leisure now, 2120 Whitten Road, Memphis, Tennessee, 38133, or email memphis@familyleisure.com. You can also call 901-371-9090. So come and join the family at Family Leisure, Whitten Road at I-40, where family and fun and you all come together.
How do you make the most of your mow? Tony and Melissa do it on a John Deere Z530M Z-Track mower.
Jump out of the house, a cup of coffee, and I'm at work.
You're riding around, it's like going on a go-kart.
And for Rodney, he uses his John Deere X350 lawn tractor to turn his yard into
my happy place. It's a great place to do Tai Chi. I work on my mind, body, and well-being.
There are millions of ways to make the most of
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. SeatGeek is your go-to app for the best seats in the house. Concerts, festivals, comedy shows, and right in my wheelhouse, sporting events of all types. They are the highest-rated ticketing app. Why? Because there are so many satisfied customers. SeatGeek scours the web and puts tickets all in one place to make buying simple. They also rate every ticket to make sure you're getting the best deal available. Get your butt off the couch and into the best seats at the biggest events around. Transparency is the key to the best deals. That's what you get with SeatGeek, the best search engine to find the top tickets and the best bargains. And you can get $20 off your first purchase with promo code GASMAN at SeatGeek.com or on the SeatGeek app. That's promo code GASMAN for $20 off your first SeatGeek order. SeatGeek, get your seat in a seat. Download the app today.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? If your lights seem dim, it's probably time to change them. We can help you do the job right. If you do decide to change your lights, we've got reliable replacement lights waiting for you. We've even got headlight restoration kits that can have your existing lights shining brighter. You can get whatever you need fast with our next day delivery or free same-day store pickup. Getting the job done just got easier. Restrictions apply.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis and W253DF Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour of Sports 56 Happy Hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again is Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Jay Morgan Harder is in the house. And we're about to talk with my good buddy Gabe Kuhn as he is back from his vacation. Gabe Kuhn, how is life treating you, sir?
Oh man, I'm hanging in there.
So
lost a bit of money in Vegas, but I'm still all right, man. I'm still on my feet.
Man, did you have fun while you were out in Vegas? Did you go to the one place that I make sure I always or like my dream place? Did you go there?
I don't think I went to your dream place. No,
it's the Bunny Ranch.
Yeah, I didn't think you were going to actually mention it out loud, but yeah, of course. I know you'd go there.
Well, I'm a sports fan. I want to go and see where Lamar Odom had one of his magical moments.
You're going to treat it like a museum? Is that what you're gonna do?
Yes, I'm just going to go in there, have a cocktail, meet the girls, get the down low. It's like going to a barbershop, getting a haircut, kind of chatting it up.
Right. A barbershop. That's nice. I like that, Johnny.
Thank you. Now, you lost a little money, so obviously you were probably betting on basketball because it's been very hard lately.
Yes.
Before we get into actual football talk and things that are going around here, what do you think about the Final Four? Do you like the Dookie Blue Devils dropping North Carolina? You think Caleb Love can come out there and just douse them, or is the Roach going to get him? And is Villanova screwed because Justin Moore cannot play? He is out. They only play basically 5-6 guys anyway. I feel like Jay Wright's team is in a lot of trouble when they play Kansas. What do you think, sir?
You know what? I think Villanova's. I mean, that's going to be really tough. Colin Gillespie's going to have to yank the chain a little bit harder with Moore out, and I just don't know if he can because Kansas just. I like their starting five. I like what they have. They have good makeup. They have good bigs, Jalen Wilson, David McCormick, and then their guards are. I think they have one of the best duos in the country all year in Christian Brown and Ochai Agbaji. So I like what Kansas has. I think it's going to be an uphill battle for Villanova. But Jay Wright, I think if they're going to go win that game, it's going to have to be about 50-49. But I think Kansas can handle that relatively easy and get themselves into the national championship. Now, Duke versus North Carolina is more interesting than you would think. I know if you look at the seed line, you'd think Duke, absolutely. But North Carolina has, since that sort of season finale and Duke in Coach K's last game against North Carolina, his last regular season game, North Carolina's been a better basketball team. They have just looked really good. Hubert Davis certainly vindicated of a lot of things that were being said about him mid-season, but they're good offensively. I think Caleb Love and R.J. Davis can sort of bring the juice around the perimeter. Armando Bacot's been good. Brady Manick can stretch the floor. I personally don't have a lean one way or the other, but I'm not going to unquestionably say Duke at this point in the season because I've seen what North Carolina's capable of.
Yeah, they beat the brakes off of Baylor. They dropped UCLA. I'm not even going to mention the St. Peter's because that was just a whipping of epic proportion. Took care of Marquette easily. I think they won by, 32 or something? 33? It was just –
Or hung 90 on them.
Yeah, it was ugly. So this offense has just been absolutely kicking on all cylinders. The weird thing I was going to ask you, if you look at the two different coaches, Hubert Davis, earlier in the season, remember, he's just too much – he's too nice to be a good basketball coach.
Right. And Johnny, there was a point in the season – where every single former player coaching at their alma mater was being criticized. Penny, of course, and obviously Penny's going through his own thing right this second. Patrick Ewing, for good reason. Juwan Howard at Michigan. And then Hubert Davis was grouped into that conversation as well, and I always thought it was relatively unfair. And, looking at it now, it probably was because he has done a good job with that team for the most part.
I just realized, do you know what 2022 is? The year of?
What?
It's the year of, what did the five fingers say to the face? Slap!
I know you had fun. Y'all had to have had fun with the Will Smith slap, huh?
It's actually the year of the tiger.
Oh, thanks,
Jay.
Okay,
we weren't being literal, Jay. My gosh, man.
This guy. I don't even know what I'm going to do with him.
What's this guy? What's this guy got going on?
This guy. I don't know.
So what? I didn't get to hear your take on the slap, the Will Smith on Chris Rock rock crime?
I know that I had a lot of fun with it. Played a lot of, the Charlie Murphy when he talked about, the golden rule. You know what the golden rule is? You never slap a man.
Charlie Murphy!
He's a lunatic. People questioned Will Smith's sanity. I also read a lot of people that supported Will Smith, like Nicki Minaj, says that's what a real man does for his woman. I learned a new term, toxic masculinity.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun yesterday.
Okay.
A lot of
jokes,
to be honest with you. In fact, I think we spent 2 hours on it. Did we spend 2 hours yesterday on it?
We did spend 2 hours on it.
That's all we talked about yesterday was the slap heard around the world.
No NFL, no tournament, no penny notice of allegations. You talked about Will Smith slapping Chris Rock.
Pretty much.
Story of the day, Gabe.
That sounds like a good show. That sounds like a well done, well prepared show, Johnny.
It was very prepared. I snuck in a little information. Like I told people the Grizzlies were playing yesterday. I was like, hey.
You told them something they could go to Google.com and look up.
I sure did, man.
That's right.
I'm on this thing. Thank you.
Proud friend here.
Now, back to a little actual news. Do you like the new rule the NFL's dropped with now basically when they go to the playoffs, it's going to be regular for the regular season, but if you go to the playoffs, every team's going to have an opportunity on offense to at least touch the ball. Do you are you with the NFL owners in this new modified proposal for overtime?
I think it's wildly stupid that it's playoffs only. I'll start there. I just don't get why you would have a rule change that only applies to
the
postseason. Postseason. That's just really dumb to me, especially when it does have a sudden death format. That bothers me in a lot of ways. That in itself feels reactionary. Now, the rule itself, I don't mind. I have been very outwardly critical about people that have become critical of the OT rule because I just play defense.
And also, by the way, you had 4 quarters.
If you don't want to lose the game, don't let someone drive down 75 yards for an easy touchdown to start OT. I don't think it's that complicated. Now, this rule in itself, I don't care. But here's where I get confused. So here's the thought process. Each team scores a touchdown. So then the team who possessed the ball first gets the ball back, and if they score, they win. Is that fair? That doesn't seem fair to me. It seems like the same thing with extra steps. So, I don't mind the rule. I didn't mind the rule before. We'll just see how it works out. I do think that making it a postseason-only rule is pretty reactive, pretty reactionary.
Gabe, it reminds me of like on the playground when you would play football in elementary school. Be like, okay, we get one more chance, though. We get one more chance.
Exactly. It just play some defense. Don't let them walk you down 80 yards, and you should be all right. I think that's fair. I honestly, I had no problem with the rule before.
I think that's actually fair, but I'm kind of surprised that more people don't take the Mike Tomlin approach. You had 4 quarters.
Loves sudden death.
He loves sudden death, and I understand because again, now you're playing 17 regular season games. Your body can only take so much physical abuse. You play a 60-minute football game, and then you're going to play another whole 15-minute quarter because each team's going to have to play defense. Each team's going to have to touch the ball on offense. Woo! It's like he said, you have 4 quarters to win the game.
But here's the other thing, Johnny, is like, again, if both teams possess the ball and they're tied after those possessions, it goes to sudden death anyway.
Correct.
So you're again doing the same exact thing with just more steps. It's weird. It's weird to me that we have drawn this line because we had 2 of the most offensively inclined teams last year play against each other, and I guess you could think back to the Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes AFC Championship, but I think this is really coming from Josh Allen not getting a chance last year. And also, I don't know how much I'm into a full sudden death like Mike Tomlin suggests. I don't think a field goal, the way these kickers now are in the NFL where they can nail a 60-yarder, I don't know if that's fully fair. But I don't blame Mike Tomlin for feeling that way, considering he's a defensive coach and he's always had a defensively inclined team.
I don't know, man. I just feel like the whole thing has just gotten. It's just, again, you hit the nail on the head. Josh Allen not getting to touch the ball has made this whole thing an issue. Pretty much. It seems like it becomes an issue almost every single year. The other rule, though, that they found out that I find fascinating. Did you hear about how they are going to now have they're adjusting the Rooney Rule? One, you have to meet in person, which is probably a good thing. My question, though, for you is, so if John Elway shows up drunk, as long as he meets him in person, it's still okay, correct?
I guess so, yeah.
I mean, I'm just checking.
I couldn't look, Johnny. I couldn't tell you. I don't think professionalism would tell you not to show up drunk to a job or to a situation where you're about to conduct a job interview. But hey,
I'm with you. But he's John Elway, dude. I mean, he's John Elway. I don't know what to say, man. If he wants to have if he wants to hit the
rules
Tito's,
don't apply to him. Is that what you're trying to? Are you inferring that the rules do not apply?
I'm just saying there are certain people out there where rules don't apply. Just look at Will Smith. He's allowed to go out there and smack Chris Rock right there in front of the Oscars. So, yeah. But the weird thing about this is, I wanted to ask you though. Have you heard about like the new rule that requires all 32 teams to hire either a minority or a female coach? And not to just their staff, but to the offensive side of the ball. I thought that was kind of weird. They came back and said in recent years, and this is Roger Goodell, in recent years, predominantly most head coaches have come from offensive backgrounds. Me and Jay actually looked it up. Actually, it's 3% less likely that an offensive coordinator will become a head coach over a defensive coordinator. I mean, it's about 50-50 realistically. And the league is going to actually pay for this position with a league-wide fund. And he also stipulates that this candidate, who will not be paid by the owners, will be paid by a league-wide fund, has to work in concert with the head coach and be very, very close to him. Is this just kind of some weird language to you? I mean, once you get hired for a job, and if you were the one that was hired, would you feel like you were I don't know. How do you feel about this? You're a little more educated than me.
The one thing that's weird about it is it's a 1-year contract, and that's it, and it's coming out of league funds. Now, here's where what I will say. I don't know how to fix the overwhelming sort of racial issues we have with hiring in the NFL without changing ownership, without changing who's sitting in those interview seats. I don't know if this necessarily helps. I'm good for whatever the NFL wants to try, but I'm skeptical about every single thing that they've tried to this point because it just clearly hasn't worked. You look at coaches around the NFL, right? I look at a guy like Jim Caldwell, a guy like Marvin Lewis, who had success in places that hadn't had success. Marvin Lewis with the Bengals. Jim Caldwell somehow won and got to the playoffs with the Lions. That should be, he should go to the Hall of Fame for just that. He never got a chance to be a retread. Neither of those guys ever got a chance to be a retread head coach, whereas white candidates generally get a chance just about immediately. So, again, I think there's overwhelming issues that need solving, but I don't think things like this solve them. I think it's way deeper than that.
Mm-hmm.
But Johnny, I will be on board with anything they want to effort to try to fix it.
I feel you on that one. The weird thing though for me though is when I saw that they I understand being hired, but they have to be on the offensive side of the ball. I was a little confused because look at Eric Bieniemy. I mean, how long has he been on the offensive side of the ball? Forever.
It should just be an analyst. It should just be an analyst, right?
Mm-hmm.
Offensive or defensive. Whatever they feel comfortable with doing. I don't know. They've tried different things over the years. None of them have seemed to work. And I am going to be skeptical about this as well, although I don't mind an effort.
Now, talking about something weird, Deshaun Watson. Whoa. Did you see any of the deposition that has been released?
Johnny, the only thing I saw was he brought a personal towel to a massage 30 minutes away. The only thing I saw about his deposition.
Yeah, he was asked a lot of questions by the I guess the prosecutor or whatever, the lawyer, and he's like, so do you find it creepy that you know, you go 30, 45 minutes out of town, bring your own towel, and ask to have a massage in a hotel. And he's like, it is what it is. You know, where did you find your masseuse? On Instagram. Were they licensed? I don't know. Were they good at their job? I don't know. You know, I mean, why so many? I don't know. It is what it is. It really kind of, I guess, when the two grand juries did not indict, I felt like it was all kind of going to go a lot more smooth sailing for Deshaun Watson. Man, now that the civil stuff is coming out and these depots are getting out, it's looking worse for him, in my opinion.
Yeah, but that was from the criminal complaint, correct? The personal towel,
yes.
30 minutes away thing. I personally, based on that line of questioning, Johnny, I can see why they didn't get any criminal complaints through, because that didn't make any sense. And, like, I did Deshaun Watson make himself look good in that situation? No. But also, that's not going to get you a conviction. That's not going to get you. Yeah, so, like, whoever the lawyer was in that line of questioning, that was embarrassing, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. But
do you think it's weird that you brought a personal towel? All he has to say is no, and then that's put to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, like, I thought that was dumb. Now,
and by the way, the one thing that the line of questioning that was pretty good was, did you tell the Texans organization? No. Why? They provide you with a massage therapist, correct? Yes. Why didn't you tell them? It is what it is. You know, then like from going from like, wait a second, you have a massage therapist that is working with your trainer, and you're driving 45 minutes away to meet up with Instagram models.
Even then, he does. I guess he doesn't have to tell the Texans about his other massages. But again, I thought whoever was doing the line of questioning in those depositions for the criminal complaints, I thought botched completely. I really do. Mm-hmm. And there's probably some good stuff in there that they tried to get on him, and it just didn't work out because of the way he was answering things. Now, I would imagine, Johnny, and I've said this from the beginning, and it hasn't happened yet, I would imagine he has to go on the commissioner's exempt list here at some point for 4 to 6 games. That just seems realistic, and it seems like what needs to happen for something like this. He still has 22 civil cases, civil lawsuits. Now, will he play again at this point? There was a time where I was questioning that. I think he absolutely will, especially with the money he's been given. With
largest guaranteed contract over Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes. You name Josh Allen.
He'll play again, but I feel like they have to throw him on the exempt list at some point. They've done these things in the past. I remember Ben Roethlisberger had an issue. He was thrown on it. Zeke Elliott had an issue at one point in an offseason. He was thrown on it. And with Zeke Elliott, it was one woman with unsubstantiated claims. This is 22 women saying the exact same thing, and I don't know if Deshaun Watson has fully denied the fact of what he was seeking when he hit these women up. So I would have to imagine Roger Goodell steps in and says there's some form of punishment here. I just don't know how much that is or when that's actually going to come down.
Well, Gabe, I'm with you on that one, man. I'm glad you're back from Las Vegas. I'll be listening to you from 3 to 6 on Sports Time with your buddy Brett Norsworthy. Be blessed out there, my friend.
You the man.
That is Gabe Kuhn, big old number 71. Follow him at G_Kuhn71. And by the way, I bet you right now I can tell you where he's going. Central Barbecue. Smoke is their sauce. My man's been in Vegas. He's been missing that good Q, the best Q in the world. It's at Central Barbecue. That's right, 4 locations, downtown, Central, Summer, the new one out here on Poplar. So if you can hear my voice, you're close to a Central Barbecue. Go in there and get you some delicious lunch. Go try some wings, maybe some barbecue nachos, pulled chicken, ribs, pork shoulder, barbecue beans, turnip greens, mac and cheese. I love me some Central Barbecue. I guarantee you will. And if you want to be nice, you can ship that barbecue anywhere in the world. Just go to eatcbq.com. Back in 2 shakes with a little hardwood on Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Be sure to follow us at Sports 56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube to watch live video of our shows. Stay up to date with station events and have chances to win prizes from Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Are you ready for the Gossett Mitsubishi Spring Sales Event? It's on at Gossett Mitsubishi on the Pike. Need 41 MPG Highway with gas prices that keep soaring? We got you covered in 2022 Mitsubishi Mirage G4. $189 a month or $14,999. 5 seats, 27 MPG combined. 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport. $299 a month or $23,037. Plus, redesigned 2022 Outlander with 7-passenger seating and 27 MPG combined. $359 a month or $26,998. And get our stellar 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Gossett got it at Gossett Mitsubishi, 1870 Covington Pike, or shop online at memphismitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 72 months, 500 military rebate, G4, NHF 03943, MSRP 16985 Sport, NU 006-786, MSRP 25407, Outlander NZO 6388, MSRP 292, includes all rebates and incentives, PF 695, excludes tax title and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 2/28/22, dealer stock only.
You could save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, but when we just come out and say it, it feels like it falls a bit flat. So we're going to tap into human emotion, first with some music. Then in a serious tone, I'll say, save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive. And even though it was about saving money with Progressive, we'll fade out the music so you know it was poignant. Wow, powerful stuff. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discount not available in all states or situations.
If you want to make money in sales, Flynn Broadcasting wants you. If you can sell, Flynn Broadcasting has a great career waiting for you. If you can sell, we have great benefits, salary, commission, sales leads, and a great place to work. If you can sell, let us know today. Send your resume to jobs@flynn.com. Can everyone sell? No. But if you can, Flynn Broadcasting wants you. Apply today at jobs@flynn.com. Start your great career today at jobs@flynn.com. Flynn Broadcasting wants you.
Hey, you! Ever wanted to learn a language like French or Spanish or even Norwegian, but thought it'd be too difficult or time-consuming? Then try Babbel. Quick 10-minute lessons.
Siesta.
Bambola. Games, podcasts, even live online classes with a real teacher.
Hola, clase.
In no time, chatting about real-life topics will feel, well, effortless. Learn a new language with ease. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com.
What do bagels, axes, and some of the area's finest used cars have in common? Come find out at Auto Universe, 7300 Winchester this Friday as Sports 56 and 98.5 broadcast live beginning at 7 in the morning. We'll have free breakfast from Einstein Bagels, games from Civil Axe Throwing, and we'll be highlighting some of the great cars that can be had at Auto Universe. Join Greg and me this Friday from 7 to 10 at Auto Universe, just off 385 at 7300 Winchester. Sponsored by Einstein Bagels and Civil Axe Throwing.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour of Sports 56 Happy Hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again is Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Jay Morgan is in the house. Thank you to Gabe Kuhn, who joined me on the last segment. We talked a little NFL action. Also, thanks to David Cobb, CBSSports.com. We talked a little NCAA basketball. But we're about to get into, well, some Hardinwood, sir. And if you've ever been to Hardinwood, you know it's going to be great. It's going to be fun. And it's going to be very entertaining. But I do need to tell you something important.
Is that like Dollywood?
It is like Dollywood. Yes. Dollywood and Hardinwood, or Hollywood. It's just a kind of a play on anything that's just spectacular, I guess. But and my last name's Harden, so it makes sense, right? And then there's also another play on that whole situation, but you can figure that one out. But I will tell you, Hardinwood's brought to you every single day by Mid-South Wellness Center. You need to go see Dr. Starr. You need to go see Q, the massage therapist. You need to go see Pam, who take care of you in the front, and Monty. She's over there. If you suffer from any joint or nerve pain, if you suffer from neuropathy, spinal disc, lower back, neck, TMJ, sciatica, migraines, carpal tunnel, whiplash, whatever, if you're struggling even with your sinuses or pain, just go see my man, Dr. Starr. he's the only person that I 100% trust. I use him. I went there this morning. I went there last week. I'm a weekend warrior. I play a little baseball, try to get out there and play a little wiffle ball, which is not about weekend warrior, but it's about pounding beers. Could maybe slip down and fall, hitting a home run. I don't know. But if you're out there playing games, sometimes things start to hurt. I was having a big issue with my neck till I started going seeing Dr. Starr. I really couldn't do anything. It hurt every day. It bothered me. And there was like a golf ball inside of my neck. Well, Q went out there and gave me the massage. Dr. Starr's been treating it. I got my neck all beautifully popped out, released a lot of that stuff, and now I'm feeling like a new man. I'm telling you right now, Dr. Starr Cheshire is the real deal, Holyfield. Head on over to the offices at Eastgate at 5118 Park Avenue. That's 5118 Park Avenue. The offices at Eastgate. Right there, we're in between, Park, White Station, Park, Mendenhall. It's right there, man. Right there. There's a TJ Maxx next to it. Go to the office buildings at Eastgate, 5118. Go to Suite 209 and go see Dr. Starr. He will take care of you. If you don't really want a chiropractor, by the way, I go to Dr. Starr. Chas goes to Dr. Starr, and half my baseball league goes to Dr. Starr. He is the best. If you don't want somebody actually cracking on you, they have this thing called spinal decompression. You lay down on this table, they strap you in, and then the table does all the work. It starts to stretch you out. It stretches out your spine, opens everything up, gets the good stuff in, the bad stuff out. You'll absolutely love it. Go see my friend, Dr. Starr at Mid-South Wellness Center. Now, let's go to Hardwood.
This is Access Hardwood.
JJJ. Anything interesting today that you would like to bring up before I actually go on a rampage?
You're going to go on a rampage?
No, not a rampage, but, some fun stuff.
John, I'll let you go first.
All right, so do you remember when I was talking about Martin Ford and the Iranian Hulk? Do you know who that is? April 30th in Dubai.
Is this like the Iron Sheik?
Do you not remember the movie? You don't know the scariest man in the world? Martin Ford?
Not the Iron Sheik.
No, not the Iron Sheik.
You know who the Iron Sheik is, though.
Yeah, I think he was a wrestler.
He was a wrestler.
You don't know you don't know Martin Ford, really?
No, who's Martin Ford, John?
He was an actor. He played like the Mountain, I think, in like Game of Thrones or something. He's just the biggest dude you've ever seen. And he was a strong man, like the world's strongest man. Well, all of a sudden, he decides he wants to be an MMA fighter. And then there's this dude who's a really strong guy in Iran, and they call him Iranian Hulk. They got talking ish about each other. Now they're going to fight in Dubai on April 30th. Well, they met a couple weeks back to promote the fight, and Martin Ford shoved the Iranian Hulk. And guess who fell down? The Iranian Hulk. Guess who was crying on TV yesterday? The Iranian Hulk.
What?
His family has disowned him. They said they won't speak to him unless he goes and restores their great family name by beating up Martin Ford. And if he doesn't beat up Martin Ford, he will never see his family again. That is a little extreme, right?
A little bit.
Like, are you going to be watching this?
Absolutely, now I am.
Are you, like, I hate to say this, but I don't think the Iranian Hulk is ever going to see his family again, because Martin Ford is going to beat the brakes off of this guy.
Who would you take, John? Martin Ford or the Iron Sheik?
I would definitely take Martin Ford. Definitely take Martin Ford. What about you?
The Iron Sheik. Just because you can't agree. It's sports radio.
Did you see by any chance the LaMelo Ball commercial on AT&T where he goes into the AT&T store? He sits right there, and all of a sudden he's sitting there saying, I'm ready to win it or whatever. You've seen the LaMelo Ball commercial. It's hilarious.
No, I've never seen it, but I have a good vivid picture from what you just described.
He walks into the store. He's sitting there looking all like, just standing there, and the guy comes up to him. He's like, "Hey, man, what you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I'm just here. I'm going to be putting in the work, going to do everything," because he wants to win Employee of the Month.
Who doesn't?
And then his dad walks by, and he's like, "There's nothing my son can't do." And he's like, "Yeah, that's right," or whatever. Point is, man, did you see what LaMelo did to Kyrie the other night?
What'd he do?
Posterized him. And he was talking all kinds of ish to him. He was telling Kyrie, "You can't guard me." I watched a little bit of the stuff, and it was absolutely insane. Is LaMelo Ball your favorite ball?
No.
Who's your favorite ball?
I like Lonzo.
Why?
I like a more traditional point guard style player. And as good as LaMelo is certainly better than Lonzo. But I just love Lonzo's game, man. I just love the way he plays.
So we've been going back comparing Martin Ford and the Iranian Hulk. We've been comparing who's a little bit better. Martin Ford, the Iranian Hulk. What was the other one? Who knows?
The Iron Sheik.
The Iron Sheik, whatever. No. This is what I'm telling you. Antonio Brown or Deshaun Jackson, who are you dating?
Dating?
Yes, you're
I'm
cute.
not going to date either, John.
You're not?
You know what? That's homophobic of me. I would date. Give me the options again.
Antonio Brown or Deshaun Jackson?
I think Deshaun Jackson.
Deshaun Jackson?
I think Deshaun Jackson. Antonio Brown, I've seen the way he treats some
People.
of his partners.
Yeah.
And it's not good.
Well, this is then really bad because Antonio Brown, do you know what he did the other day?
Yeah, it was Deshaun Jackson's girlfriend. He posted their messages together after
a picture of them in bed.
Because she owes him $5,000, isn't that right?
Okay, so somehow this girl her name is Cindy Christine. She's Deshaun Jackson's girlfriend. Well, Antonio Brown messaged her and said, "You need to send me my $5,000." She's like, "Okay, send me your PayPal." And then all of a sudden he loses. He's like, "Man, shut up. You know my PayPal. I want you to send my money or I'm going to expose you." And just starts going ham. Well, but then she's like, "Okay, I'm doing it now.
Gross.
Don't expose me." And then guess what happens? He posts the picture on social media, a picture of her and him in bed together, and then the whole text, like them back and forth. I feel like she just ended up having to pay Antonio Brown $5,000, like for blackmail.
Yeah,
she might have owed it to him.
He extorted her.
He extorted her, but...
Is that the right word, extortion?
I mean, yeah.
I think it is, right?
Yeah, it is. I mean, but the thing is he still put out the stuff. Like, so if she paid him, she still got busted.
That's right. But it's ex-girlfriend, right? It's Deshaun Jackson's ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, after that post.
Oh, it was. No, they had already broken up.
No. They were just seen last week together.
John, things can change in a week.
No.
I mean, the wind,
According to Bro Bible.
Oh, this is
Deshaun and Christine were captioned together on town just last week.
Wow.
So they were together just last week, hanging out, having a good life, and all of a sudden, now everybody's saying it's Deshaun Jackson's ex-girlfriend. I don't know, man. I feel bad, actually, for her. Like, did she give him the $5,000?
Maybe.
Like, you don't threaten to expose somebody unless you get your money. But if you get your money, you're not supposed to expose them, right?
You might have mentioned this. I might have drifted off. What did he give her the $5,000 for?
It doesn't say.
Oh, okay. So no one knows.
Nobody knows what the $5,000 is.
They know.
He just says, "You don't give me back my $5,000, I'm going to expose you."
This is the second story of Deshaun Watson in 2 days. Not Deshaun Watson, wrong guy. Second story of Antonio Brown in 2 days, John. Remember yesterday is when we mentioned him getting fooled by a Pitbull impersonator, thinking he met Pitbull while wearing one glove. That we still don't know why he was wearing one glove, but he's wearing one glove.
Yeah, he just
weird guy, Antonio Brown.
Bald guys kind of do look like Pitbull.
I mean, honestly, John, one time I went to Miami. I was sitting in a restaurant. I thought I saw Pitbull 4 times. Turns out it was just a bunch of bald Cubans. So, really, it's easy to get fooled by Pitbull.
It is. It really is.
Yeah.
Do you know Brian Flores?
Who?
Used to coach the Dolphins.
No, I don't know anything about
Suing the NFL right now. Did you know that?
No. What story? It hasn't been a big story.
Suing the Miami Dolphins, the Denver
What?
Broncos, and the New York Giants.
Wow.
For all alleged discrimination and racism in the hiring practices. Well, Flores basically went out on his own. He was all by himself out here fighting the NFL. Guess what he's got now?
What?
Sounds like there's 2 more coaches, 2 more people who are coming up to join this lawsuit.
Oh, who are they?
It doesn't say their names. It just says that per Brooke Pryor of ESPN says additional coaches, it's expected that 2 additional coaches will be joining up in this lawsuit. Of course, again, Brian Flores did a great job, honestly, with the Dolphins comparatively to what they were doing. Finished the year very strong. Of course, got released. Next thing you know, he's interviewing for other jobs, doesn't get hired. He does get on with Mike Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's got this lawsuit going on. Does this end up really, really bad for the NFL the way I kind of feel like it's going to? Because if you got one guy, it's one thing. You get a couple couple guys come out. Next thing you know, it turns from 1 to 3. Next thing you know, there's going to be 10 people coming out and alleging this stuff. And if this goes to court, I mean, everything's going to come out. This could be really bad for NFL owners, don't you think? Is that kind of why you think maybe they released this yesterday, that they are now going to hire minorities and females and put them in the offensive situation?
Pretty good. Yeah, I didn't even group the two together, but you might be right. If that was announced yesterday and that was announced yesterday, yeah, I don't believe in coincidences when PR is involved. So I think you're probably right, John. I think you make a good point there. I don't know how that'll be for the NFL, though. You know? I mean, I could
Is
definitely...
the NFL just the Teflon Don?
I mean, I definitely could see a situation where it does hurt the NFL in a sense, but I also see a situation where it doesn't hurt the NFL at all. So, you know what, John? Maybe.
All right.
I think I'm good at radio every now and again. I think I do a good job.
I think you do a fabulous job. We're really appreciative.
John, I got another story for you. Actually, it's not a story at all. Liza Minnelli came out at the Oscars on Sunday. Did you see this, John? Did you see?
Liza Minnelli? How do I know that name?
She's the daughter of...
I don't know.
What's her
Minnelli?
name? No, what's her name that was in the Wizard of Oz? Judy Garland. Good Lord, how come I couldn't remember
Liza
that?
Minnelli.
Liza Minnelli's the daughter of Judy Garland. Liza Minnelli's been in tons of movies. She's the legend, Liza Minnelli is the point. But she is 76. She's had a lot of drug problems in her life as well, as did her mother. But she was featured on the Oscars on Sunday, and she came out in a wheelchair, John. She's apparently in a wheelchair all the time now, needs a lot of help. Very sad situation, but it was sad to see Liza Minnelli in a wheelchair is all I was going to say. Good.
Thanks.
Okay, now, John, your turn.
That
Go
was
ahead. Back to you, John.
Now, this is actually kind of interesting.
Oh, okay. As opposed to what I just said. Continue.
Well, I still don't know who Liza Minnelli is.
No.
It's not like you cleared it up for me.
I mean, I don't understand how else I could say it. Liza Minnelli's a legendary figure in America and pop culture.
Can you, Google it on your phone and show me a picture of Liza Minnelli so I know you're talking about? While I'm doing that, I'm going to tell you, while you're doing that, I'm going to tell them about, have you watched any Japanese baseball this year?
Oh, yeah. Oh, the guy on a hovercraft. Is that what you're going to talk about?
Heck yes.
So this manager, I don't know. You tell the story.
No, it's true. Yes. He's a manager for, I don't know what you call him. Basically, they call him Big Boss in Japanese, though. He's the manager. He's a professional baseball skipper. And guess how he entered the Nippon Ham Fighters? Like the first day he enters the stadium, how do you think he comes into the stadium?
In a hovercraft, John.
He's on a hover bike. Have you ever seen a hover bike before?
No. Did you see how high this hover whatever? I thought it was a craft. Whatever. Hover bike.
It's called a hover bike.
Did you see? Oh, excuse me. Did you see how high it got off the ground, though?
Yes, I
did.
did.
That's crazy.
Because
usually when you see a hovercraft, John, you retweet this so people can go to your Twitter and see it, John. But you know, like usually when people get on a hovercraft, it's like very low to the ground. It's like if this is the ground, I can't do visual things. But if you're watching on YouTube, if the ground is right here, the hovercraft is like a foot or two above the ground. This thing is like 10 feet or more off the ground, wouldn't you say? More than 10 feet, don't you think?
I would say easily more than 10 feet. In fact, I will retweet it. I saw this on Farm to Fame on their Twitter account, and it was just filthy nasty.
Filthy nasty.
And it was actually probably the coolest entrance I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, no, it was awesome.
Now,
and while Major League Baseball is like changing the base size, and we're going to put this base here and that base there, and we're going to put runners there and sometimes not put runners there. Japanese baseball, John, using hovercrafts. So I might have to go away from MLB and go watch some Japanese baseball from now on.
I'm down. I'm down.
Now,
also
you
down.
bet Japanese baseball, don't you?
Basketball.
Oh, Japanese basketball.
I don't
My apologies.
Yeah, I have a friend who's lives over there in Japan.
Little capper.
And he's a big basketball gambler.
Doing some capping.
He'll send me some love, and he does very well. Don't do that. But I do bet on real baseball.
Cabaret is a movie that Liza Minnelli is, according to Carlos Yates, which is right. She also, Arthur is another one he said, but she staged...
Oh, Arthur has the short guy in it, right?
Okay.
Is it, who's the little bitty actor in Arthur?
I don't know.
He's a real little dude.
I don't know,
Martin
John.
Short, maybe? I don't know.
Martin Short is not that short.
No, he's not.
His name is short, though.
Who's in that movie?
Arthur. Well, Liza Minnelli's in it. Dudley Moore plays Arthur. Liza Minnelli.
Is Dudley Moore a little guy?
Dudley Moore height. Dudley Moore, it doesn't have his height listed.
Well, he's old enough to sit at the bar, so if I suggest Dudley Moore head on to Getaway Sports Bar right here in Memphis, Tennessee. Do you know where it's at? 4632 Winchester. They're open noon to 1:30 daily. They got the best bar grub in town, the coldest beer, 6 pool tables, and TVs galore. 15 TVs, 5 of them are monsters. Monsters! Getaway Sports Bar. Get over there and enjoy. They're open again, noon to 1:30 every single night, 7 days a week. Getaway Sports Bar, the best kept secret in town. We'll be back to close things out. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
You have opinions?
Like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad.
We want to hear them. Call or text us on the AutoZone listener line at 360-8255. That's the AutoZone listener line at 901-360-8255.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus of Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
Sure, we have 30 seconds to tell you that drivers who switch to Progressive could save big. But then what? Well, radio has been called theater of the mind, so let's tell a story with sound effects. Wow, it's like I was in the story. Almost makes me forget this was supposed to be about saving big with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Hi, everybody. Greg Gaston for FanDuel. Right now, FanDuel Sportsbook is giving new customers a $150 instant bonus guaranteed. That's right. You'll get $150 in bonus site credit, and all you have to do is place your first bet of $5 or more. How you bet the bracket is up to you. You can choose from the money line, totals, prop bets, and so much more. Join FanDuel today with promo code GASMAN. Then you can place your $5 bet to score $150 in bonus site credit, guaranteed. That's promo code GASMAN on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Must be 21 or over and present in Tennessee. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call Tennessee Redline at 1-800-889-9789.
Hey, you! Ever wanted to learn a language like French or Spanish or even Norwegian, but thought it'd be too difficult or time-consuming? Then try Babbel. Quick 10-minute lessons.
Siesta.
Babbel. Games, podcasts, even live online classes with a real teacher.
Hola, clase.
In no time, chatting about real-life topics will feel, well, effortless. Learn a new language with ease. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com.
Nothing beats March Madness. The pure sound of a swish, the rattle of a slam dunk, the fans on their feet for the big moments. And the action just keeps getting better until a national champion is crowned. Hear all the action with Westwood One's exclusive coverage of this year's NCAA tournament, right here.
Tournament action on Sports 56 is brought to you by A1 Towing, Slow Down Memphis, Rural Smith Realtor, and Civil Axe Throwing.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour of Sports 56 Happy Hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again is Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Jay Morgan Harder's in the house. Thanks again to David Cobb and Gabe Kuhn. Had a busy show. Talked a little NCAA tournament, NFL's changing rules. There's also some stuff going down in the National Football League. I don't know if you saw this. Do you know who Bill Lee is? He's the governor of Tennessee. I just told it to you because I'm sure you don't know. You didn't know who Eric Adams was, so I'm sure you don't know Bill Lee.
Did I not know who Eric Adams? I think I knew who Eric Adams was.
No, you didn't. I asked you, and you were like,
no, Sean. That seems like the one politician I did know who he was.
No, it's because I told you.
You should have named any other politician. I wouldn't have known who he was, but I do know who Eric Adams is. And Bill Lee, for that matter. But continue.
Well, Bill Lee has now proposed a new law Can you believe this? Billy proposes a $500 million in a taxpayer-funded money for a new stadium.
For the Titans. Oh, I saw this. Yes, I will pay it.
What?
How much you want to tax me? I'm in.
No, dude, the rich keep getting richer. I don't like this, man. Why is it that we have to pay our tax dollars to a place where they can go generate massive amounts of riches and revenue?
Because we're all Titans fans, John. Are you a Titans fan? Are you tight in or tight out?
I'm tight out on
You're
this
tight
one.
out? I'm tight in.
Dude, this is a billion-dollar industry. Why does it they need to take taxpayer funds?
So that we feel like we're a part of the action.
Man, I think that's
And
awful.
also, John,
This is ridiculous. By the way, this is the
it's like a
second
park.
one. Listen, the Buffalo Bills, they agreed to pay $850 million for the Bills' new stadium. I think lawmakers are losing their mind a little bit, man.
I don't know. Unpopular opinion. I think that public money should be used to build stadiums because it is a public. I do understand what you're saying that it creates billions of dollars of revenue, but also it's like a park. It's a public. I don't know what you would say. I don't know what a park would be described as, but it's like a public thing. You know.
Listen to me.
Is that a good?
Do you know
explanation?
Do you know what the revenue for the NFL's revenue for? I don't have it for last year, but for 2020 was, even when we were in COVID.
What was it?
$13 billion.
So they have the money to build a stadium.
$13 billion.
But it's also a park, John. You know, it's like for the public, by the public.
Well, I will tell you there is some public aspect on it because there are rumors that the Titans do not want a facility that has a roof on it.
Why not?
But
I wonder.
Bill Lee wants a roof on that joint because he wants to host the Super Bowl, because he wants to have other, celebrities come and do a little dance and a little singing.
Wait, why does the Super Bowl make you want to have a dome? There have been plenty of, like the Orange Bowl doesn't have.
Dude, they aren't going to play in Tennessee.
Whoa, John! See,
in
now
January,
I don't know.
Early February, late January. They're not going to be going to Tennessee to play a Superb Owl. It just will not happen. They always go to warm weather places. Did they go to New York one year? Yes.
Minnesota?
Once, and that's in a dome.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah. They go to domes, dude, and
I don't know,
warm
John.
weather spots.
You know, John, people change.
Hey, do you know where it was in SoFi Stadium last year?
Yeah, it has a dome.
Yeah.
But that's
and
Cali,
it's also
bro.
in California,
that's
bro.
Cali, bro.
I don't know. I think it's crazy. I think it's absolute lunacy.
You're crazy, John.
Speaking of
hey,
crazy.
take my money, please. That's what I'm saying.
All
Bill.
right.
Mr. Bill. Oh, Mr. Bill, oh, no. You remember Mr. Bill, John, from Saturday Night Live? He would always get hurt. They would always get run over
something?
him.
When we give public funds, do they give you discounts for going to the game?
No.
They're like, you know what? Hey, we're publicly funded, so we're going to have these are for Tennessee taxpayers.
But
Come on in here and you get 50% off your ticket.
But it's supposed to be.
No.
It's supposed to be like a gesture that means we're here because we're here for you. You're here for us, or something.
Man, I think you've done.
Remember
lost
Mr.
your
Bill
mind.
though, John? Oh no, Mr. Bill! He would get eaten by dogs, and then he would get run over by a car or something from Saturday Night Live. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I do remember. Well, by the way, Melton is on fire. Did you see what he's been doing with the Grizzlies the last couple games?
4 straight with 20, John.
Man, how is this possible? Dude?
Because he's awesome.
I guess we don't need Ja back, man. Jeez. No, I'm just kidding. But we have Bucks 76ers tonight. Philadelphia is a 1-point favorite. Giannis on the road playing Harden and Embiid. Who you got tonight? You got the 76ers, or are you rocking with the Bucks?
Sixers.
76ers at home. I am too. One other game that I say definitely play. Dallas is a 12-point favorite over the Lakers. LeBron with his little midfoot sprain says he's going to play. He practiced yesterday.
This morning, Richard Jefferson said the Lakers are trying to lose to put themselves out of their misery.
I agree with that. I am all over the Mavericks -12. Book it. You're going to love it. By the way, do me a favor. Head out to 3670 South Houston Levee Road and get your life, your health, your wellness all together by going to Hemp 2.0. Have you seen what Hemp can do for you? Oh, if you haven't, head on out there and check them out. Also, you can go on the line to shophemp20.com. Go out there and get your gummies, your topicals, your tinctures, your CBDs, your Delta 8s, 9s, 10s, THC, O, V, and P. Don't forget the HHC. Everything at Hemp 2.0 is out of control. And again, it's right there in Collierville. Over 100 different brands, knowledgeable staff, everything you need to make the right choice. Head on out to Hemp 2.0 today. Jay, it was fun. Whatever y'all do, get ready for grind time with Pete and Anthony. My time is come and gone. Get out there. Make the world a better place. We're going to see you on the flip side. Peace.